Welcome to the BIA's new podcast, Building Communities. I'm your host, Brian Arnold, and today I have two very special guests, our new president of 2025, Brandon Jeffcoat, and custom builder extraordinaire, RB Gallup. Thank you guys for joining me today. We are very excited because we're a few months away from the new Luxe Living Tour, and I'm really interested in hearing more about that and how it got developed and what we can expect from the custom builders.
So Luxe Living Tour was a concept. I sat down with the BIA and talked about how can we showcase the custom builders in this community and in our organization. We've done a lot of things that promote some of the larger builders, and over time, the custom builders haven't been as engaged maybe as we would want them to be, and it's really a two-way street. That sounds kind of so to clarify that, I would say we want to create projects and incentives for the custom builders, and we also want to get the custom builders involved and engaged in our organization. The BIA, we sat down, we talked about the Luxe Living Tour. We really wanted to have an event that was like the custom builder parade of homes. So we used to have a parade of homes that evolved as it went. But to summarize what it was like back in the day, they would go to neighborhoods like Ascot is one that sticks out in my memory, and custom builders only, so it really wasn't production builders at all, would take down a whole street of lots. So they would take down this area of a subdivision, and everyone would build a home, and then we would have parade of homes where you would go through the homes. There would be judging, awards. The public loved it. I mean, they would come out and they'd see just amazing homes. You know, I remember growing up as a kid, my dad did one that had a fiber optic pool light in the pool, and this was early 2000s where that was high tech.
Big time.
Yeah, it had a it had like a, what would you call it, a home theater above the garage, and that was also like really cool. There was another builder who did a Japanese koi pond kind of thing in the backyard.
Nice.
And it was just outrageous, fun stuff.
The best of the best.
Yeah, they were dream homes.
And people were enjoying themselves at the same time. And really need to give RB the credit, because he just got back on the executive board of the BIA, and he brought the idea back up, because I think we lost it around COVID.
I would say about 5 years ago.
I believe around COVID is kind of the last one it was done. And, you know, RB came up with the idea to bring it back, and especially to kind of focus on custom builders. And I thought it was a great idea.
That was kind of the downturn of the parade, because it started just to be, you know, we love Mungo, but it was just a Mungo house on steroids of luxury, right? So it wasn't quite that same custom touches that you bring to your homes.
Yeah, there was a couple things that happened there. Let's talk about the old model first and then what we've created now, because it is significantly different. The old model was everyone built a house at the same time, at the same street, and sold them. Okay, after the recession and the housing crisis, custom builders just stopped building spec homes. Right. They just did not build homes for speculation, homes to sell. They were custom only homes. And on top of that, there were a lot less builders. So with all of that combined, the last parades we had were semi-customs, I would call them. And that's to no offense of some of those houses were really cool. Yep. They served a price point. But those were the people building specs. And so they were builders who had some reserves and some ability to do that. A lot of the custom builders were pretty gun shy after 2008, 2010. So all of that being said, that's kind of carried through. We still see a lack of inventory when it comes to new luxury homes. So there's very few custom builders building custom homes to sell to the public. Most of them are contract only. So knowing all of that, we decided, okay, we can't take the old model and invent a street. Number one, there's very few developments that we can find.
Hard to find those streets these days.
Yeah. And number two, to convince a bunch of builders to sign up and buy a lot, have it ready on the same time, it seemed like a pretty big hurdle that didn't fit today's market. So we've evolved and we're doing a scattered lot showcase. So a scattered lot showcase is going to be if I have a house in Lexington that we're building, if another builder has one in Chapin, someone has one downtown Columbia, we're going to showcase those homes where they are. So we're going to create a website. We're going to have a publication that will serve as a guide. People will buy tickets to it. And then for 2 weekends, they're going to be able to go visit those homes. And it's called a scattered lot concept. So that's really the evolution. And then it's going to live on that website forever, showcase the homes. I imagine we'll have archives as the years go, so you can see all the,
okay, that's
this
cool.
is 2025, 2026. And we hope to really build something that will serve the community.
And what's the price point you're looking at for each of the homes inside the tour?
So we have not defined the price point. We said, hey, we want these to be custom builder only homes.
I don't think we limited it to a certain amount. It's really what the price range that the builder's building the house for. It being custom, I'm guessing it can be, anywhere from 500 to 1.5 million, I would imagine.
I think, you come as you are. If you're a custom builder that builds $1 million homes, that's good. If you want to enter a $2 million home, that's great. If you can do a $600,000 home, everyone needs a builder and everyone needs a price point. So I think that's the magic of the sauce, if you will. It's like, hey, let's show them all the different custom builders we have so you can see, okay, that's what Gallup Design Build offers. Okay, this one, that's what Birch Builders offers. And this one, that's what Blythe offers. So there's different comparisons. And like I said, there's, I would say, a shortage of good builders in today's market. There's plenty of demand, another way to say that. And I think everyone has a place.
Well, and you guys have a lot of motivation to put your best foot forward, right? So if you might not necessarily want to put a $500,000 house, custom built home up there because you want to put your best foot forward. So it might be even more elaborate and extravagant or luxurious. And there's a lot of motivation there. How many builders do you have currently signed up? How many do you have a goal number in mind?
Yeah, so I think we currently have around 4 entries, and we'd love to have 8 for the first tour. I think that's our goal. I think we would probably cap it at 10. At some point, we want to be a little selective, but we're trying to get this thing off the ground.
Sure.
We want to make it work for our builder partners. So if there's something they want to see in the program to make it work for them, now's your chance. We'll tailor this to what you want it to be. And I'll say for entries, we are expanding. Ideally, it'd be great we could all have finished homes. We will take an entry that's past the framing stage. Now, ideally, it's well past that stage, and it's got some finishes, and it's exciting for homeowners to see. But we're setting it up to have a low barrier of entry.
Okay.
Because we want to get this event out there. We want to get our members showcased, and we're going to work with these guys to adapt to them. So let's say Brandon enters a house and it's in the trim stage when the show's going on. We're going to use what he wants us to promote. So if he has some renderings, some design books, we're going to put that on the website. If he wants us a couple shots of what it looks like, good shots of in progress, we'll put that there. We're going to come back and photograph it when it's done, and it's going to live on the website completed. So even though it's not completed for the tour, someone checks back in 3 months and Brandon has his house finished, it's going to be photographed, looking nice. It's going to look like a finished entry.
In essence, that builder has the investment long-term, right? So they can promote their products long-term and showcase what they can do. That's the idea.
Which I think is very cool. And another thing to mention is that we're also, even if you've finished a house and you're able to, that homeowner's already moved in, but you're able to talk to your client, homeowner, and say, hey, I'm really wanting to show this house off.
I'll give you an Airbnb for 2 weekends.
Yes, whatever it may be, whatever you
go
got to do.
to Myrtle Beach and I will show your house off.
Exactly. That's what we're offering as well. So it could be the very beginning stage of a house, or it could be that very end of stage of the.
So remember that, builders, custom builders, if you're out there, any house you got, and you can put it in the show. We'd love to have it in the tour.
Absolutely. And I think, if you're a builder and you have your own house you've built, a lot of builders done that. That'd be a great entry if you think it's a showcase. There's many ways to add value to the home as well. So if you have a house, let's say that's going to finish in March, and you want to go to the homeowners and say, I'd like to enter this into the parade. Well, you could go to your suppliers and say, hey, could you give me a discount on the appliances, on the countertops? And we will promote your brand in our house. So when we'll have signage up, whatever it needs to be to showcase this is a countertop provided by this company. Let's say you get a couple $2,000 discounts. You take that and you can pay for your entry fee. You could pay for the homeowner's getaway to an Airbnb. You can be very creative with it. So
appliances, anything.
Yeah, you can be more. You can more than capture the cost to enter it and offset sending a homeowner away. So as this builds up, we hope people put it on the calendar and say, okay, I can't wait to enter next year's, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bookmark this house. And we're going to talk to the homeowners about it early, and we think homeowners will be excited to enter their houses.
Sure. What you mentioned calendar. So what weekends are you kind of picturing this is going to take place? What month?
So right now we're looking at the first 2 weekends in May, and we're locking that in. It's potential to be that or the second and third weekend of May, but most likely it's going to be the first 2 weekends of May. And we're having an informational meeting in February, February 13th. Custom builders come out to the Salute of Shoals membership meeting we're having. We're going to meet earlier at 4:30. We're going to talk about all these details, get your input, and work to secure a few more commitments. We've got the website and media campaign is getting underway, and we're ready to get rolling.
Do the custom builders have to be a BIA member?
Yes. That would be, if not, that's part of your entry fee.
Yeah.
Then that's what I would say, right? Come on. That's a win-win. The membership is obviously great on its own. I've been a member since I've become a builder, and my father before that, for as long as I've known. So membership has its benefits for sure, and this is one of them. Absolutely. We want to promote our members and really give back to them. And we think it's going to be an exciting thing. It's going to be more than an event. Mm-hmm. It's going to be this website. It's going to be this upper echelon of custom building we're creating.
It's like, we're back.
Yes. It's creating a class that says, hey, who is Columbia's best luxury builders? Who are they? Well, I think they're the guys who enter the Luxe Living Tour every year and win awards for it or whatever we're doing.
One of the things I was thinking about as you were kind of describing it and being in separate locations, which I think is pretty cool to be able to see different parts of the city, especially if folks are coming from out of town. One of the thoughts that I jumped in my head was like, you could do a poker game with it for a raffle.
Poker run.
Yeah. Because going from Northeast to Lexington to Chapin to downtown, that's a heck of a haul, and trying to do it maybe in one weekend or in one day in some cases, or in
one day
2
would
weeks.
be intense.
It would be, but I was thinking, do a poker run. Maybe there's an opportunity for that, generate some money for the BIA Foundation.
Absolutely. And we were talking just, maybe there's an incentive for if you go to all of them or if you go to X percent of it, but whatever it is, you get entered for a chance to win something or whatever.
Years ago, we did for the parade, the tour of homes, we did a bingo card for agents, like real estate agents, if they went and got the agent at each of the tour of homes signed the card, then they were entered in to win the raffle.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the builders at that time were like, we just need agents to come see our houses.
Right.
So that could be something to think about as well. Because who's your target audience for who's coming to this tour? Just the general public? Are you thinking about agents? Are you thinking about...
I think it should be anybody.
Anyone and everyone is
So
it can be a little big, right? Like we got to figure out who's going to come and how are we going to market that to them.
So yes, and number one, you need to pay for a ticket, and I think that will help qualify some people. So even if let's say it's a $25 ticket, there's a lot of people who will not pay $25 to get access to this. So that will help some. I think marketing is about, or let me say, instead of marketing, I'm going to look at this as like a brand perspective. If we get people in our house, and maybe this person can't buy the house I'm selling, maybe they're a starter home client, and we've got a luxury home for sale. That gives them the dream. People often see these houses just to dream, and one day they could very well become a client. And it's the long game, and it's just getting your name out there, being known for building this type home. For instance, if the event will help create brand awareness for the custom builders, kind of give them some help with their name and get it out to the public, I think that'll accomplish a big goal right there.
Can you give us some kind of sneak peeks, ideas of something that are going to be in your house or houses?
Our house, we've got a pretty cool house.
We might not see in a normal house.
So I will say we've got a pretty exciting house.
Hidden pantry?
Oh, yeah. So, ours is going to be on the lake.
Okay.
It's in Lexington. It's going to have a pool. It's going to have a dock. So that right there is exciting for me because it's a lake home. It's got nice amenities, and we're all about outdoor living. So we have indoor, outdoor, bifold doors, porch heaters, outdoor kitchen, some stuff like that. That's the stuff that I'm pretty excited about. I think the location and the amenities definitely didn't go builder grade on this one, and the finishes are going to be pretty cool on the inside too.
What do you love about building custom homes?
Well, so my company's mission statement, if you will, is turning dreams into homes, and that's literally what we do. We take people's dreams. We did it today. We're a design build company, so people come to us and we start with the floor plans and the designs. Well, they came to us today. They had scraps of paper with drawings and photos on their phones, and we're sharing. They said, "Is this what we're supposed to do? This is like, what are we supposed to do?" I was like, "This is it. You're supposed to just give us that info right now." Yeah. And then we take that info, and as professionals, we help kind of shape it and guide it. And at the end, we've created something that's awesome and spectacular. And I think custom is a good word because it's unique to that person. If every home was the same,
it's not custom.
It wouldn't be as fun either. I love it. It's a challenge sometimes because.
What are some of the challenges?
Well, we're in the dream making business. So if you want something done and you bring it to us, our team is going to figure out how to do it. And most custom builders are the same mentality. They're optimists. They're we can do it, guys. That's what we do. So I'll give you an example. We had a 4-sided fireplace in this house we're building right now. This guy was hung up on having it look like the Grand Bohemian Lodge in Greenville. It's like, this is what I want. No one makes that. And we searched high and far and could not find it. And anyway, we found, we worked with a few different resources, put it together, engineered it out, and were able to deliver it for the client. But it took months of work, design, preparation. So it's exciting and rewarding because we told them we'll do it and we'll figure it out. But it's also a lot of work figuring it out.
Have you ever told anybody no when they came with something?
So there's
special?
No. Here's the caveat to that is it a good idea? And you will try to help guide sometimes. Sometimes people will come to us with, well, would you consider this instead if we think it's maybe not a good idea? And, be tactful there. A lot of times, though, those situations, you end up doing what the person wants because if they have an idea and they like it, it's their house. But we have told, not no, but a lot of times budget comes into play. Mm-hmm. If you want a
4-sided
fireplace, but you've got
a little money.
But you've got a budget for a ventless insert. It's a different game, So it's like you might have to compromise on that, and we call it trade-offs. You're always weighing option.
Brandon, are you going to be there to cut the ribbon?
He's going to do the pest control for ours, I know.
Yeah, I have a sign out there.
Yeah.
Definitely going to do that. I mean, whatever we got to do to make it, happen. As we all know, like you're going back to brand awareness, we've all done that in our past, and we're still doing it now. So we know how important it is. And to be there to back up fellow builders, custom builders, that's basically, part of my job for the past 25 years is aligning myself with great builder partners, and I wouldn't miss it for the world. So I'll definitely be there to cut the ribbon.
Just like Brandon, he's our guy, and not only does he help us with our houses with the termite treatment, but we're basically putting him in front of our homeowners too.
Yeah.
And then they're going to keep the bond up with him usually, and that's how how it should work. So it's a relationship. It goes both ways, and we've got to have each other. And I think the event will be an opportunity to kind of showcase the associates, get some sponsorships from associates as well, because all of the stuff that the associates do is in these houses. So it's not like this is the custom builder did it all. I didn't go install the termite bait stations. I didn't install I didn't make the windows, the appliances, whatever it is. To be a builder, you're basically a manager and a scheduler of a lot of other companies. And it's more than that, but in a nutshell, the builder doesn't actually build the houses these days. He's a coordinator, and he has tools, and his tools are subcontractors and vendors. Mm-hmm. That's really like, instead of the days of I'm using a hammer, I'm using a Brandon. I mean, to be honest with you, that's how it works. And you can't build houses without the right tools,
Well, then that gets back to what this whole podcast is all about, is building community and the ecosystem that we're able to create with the BIA, with the local Midlands builders and associates and other trades that kind of come together to make a home, a dream come true, art. It's all really simpatico.
Yeah.
And it's really kind of fun. I'm excited hearing you talk about it with your passion for it. I'm excited to see this tour get launched, kind of get back to what the BIA used to help do with the builders. And, my dad was a custom builder up in Wisconsin, so he tells stories about clients bringing in a whole laundry basket full of magazine clippings because they didn't have, Pinterest back in the day.
This association has been a strong association for a long time. He mentioned it a while back about his father. Mm-hmm. He's following his father's footsteps. Frank Clark, who started Clark's Termite and Pest Control back in the day, who I've worked for, he was a big part of the association. So it was real strong. Earl McLeod, everybody, it was a strong thing. And we're just trying to keep it going. Mm-hmm. And we've got to get a lot more people involved, a lot more people to join, a lot better membership to keep this thing strong, because we want to pass it along as well.
I think we've got a spark we can fan with the public too. I think just what I see on, let's say, Instagram, for instance, people love fancy houses and all the features they have. They love the dream. Maybe they're going to take that and do a DIY project that gives them that feeling. Maybe they're going to save up and build a dream home one day. Whatever it is, it's exciting. It's exciting to walk through these houses, to see what could be, and to dream. So capturing a little bit of that from the public and showing who the BIA is, I think that's going to be a great benefit to help keep our name out in front of the community, not just the builders.
Win-win.
Well, thank you guys for sitting down with me to discuss the Luxe Living Tour. I'm really excited to see what is going to be on Showcase coming in May. And if you are a custom builder out there that wants to get involved with the tour, there is still time. Get in touch with the folks over at the BIA office. We'd love to have you showcase your homes. Again, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.